In the middle of the Caribbean Sea, there is an island nation where the sun never fades. These lands, covering the eastern half of Hispaniola Island, may be a medium-sized country in terms of area, but they are home to a much larger story in what they conceal within. The Dominican Republic has a population of approximately 11 million people, and the vast majority of them live in the capital, Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is also the oldest city established by Europeans in the Western Hemisphere, so every street you walk on stands above a history stretching back centuries. But to understand this country, you need to go far beyond history, because the Dominican Republic is a land of paradoxes that both fascinates and deeply moves you. Because every stone standing on these lands carries the trace of a layered and heavy history. And at the very center of that history stands Christopher Columbus. When Columbus's ships crossed the Atlantic Ocean and reached this island in 1492, he was not even aware that he had discovered the American continent. He believed he had reached India, but this island that appeared before him changed the course of history forever. Columbus was so taken with these lands that he named them La Española, meaning the Spanish island. The modern name Hispaniola comes from that very word. With Columbus setting foot on this island, the door of the New World opened to Europe. But the opening of that door meant an end for the indigenous Taino people who lived on the island. Due to the diseases brought by the colonizers, forced labor and violence, the Taino population was almost completely wiped out within just a few decades. Estimated to have numbered in the hundreds of thousands, this people was erased from the stage of history within just a few decades. Christopher Columbus's statue still stands today in the heart of Santo Domingo. But that bronze is not strong enough to carry the weight of what was done to the lands it stands upon. And on these very lands, even centuries later, some things have not changed much. During the colonial era, this island was used for the benefit of a handful of people. Today, a different form of exploitation makes itself known on the streets of the city. Just a few blocks away from the glittering avenues of the capital Santo Domingo, an entirely different world begins. Especially at night, hundreds of women start waiting on the streets in certain neighborhoods of the city. Most of these women have turned to sex work because they cannot find another way to make a living. Some have come from the neighboring country of Haiti. Some are young women who migrated from rural areas to the big city full of hope, but whose hope has long since run out. The Dominican Republic has one of the highest sex tourism rates in the Caribbean. In this country visited by millions of tourists every year, the purpose of some foreign visitors is unfortunately not a vacation, but these women. Although the government has been saying for years that it is fighting this problem, the picture on the street does not change much. To understand how developed a country truly is, sometimes you need to look not at tourist brochures, but at that country's streets. And when you look at those streets, the real picture emerges. The Dominican Republic is a place where economic inequality has become almost tangible. While a small segment of the country lives in incredible wealth, the vast majority struggles to survive every single day. Despite being one of the Caribbean's largest economies, the distribution of income is extremely unfair. Luxury resorts host tourists from all over the world, while just a few kilometers away, people can barely access clean water. What comes to mind when you hear Punta Cana? Probably pristine white beaches, turquoise sea, and all-inclusive hotels. Globally, Punta Cana is marketed as the earthly address of paradise. Approximately 7 to 8 million tourists visit this island nation every year, and the vast majority of them set foot in Punta Cana. But most of these tourists never step outside those large resorts. As if the Dominican Republic consisted only of those hotels and those beaches. Yet, when you walk out the door, the real Dominican Republic greets you. And that reality is something you will never see in tourist brochures. One of the most fascinating aspects of this country is the deep cultural identity that does not show up in statistics, but is deeply felt. The vast majority of Dominican people are of African descent or have a mixed ethnic background. This means they are the descendants of enslaved people brought from West Africa. And the traces of those roots are visible everywhere today. In the music, in the dance culture, in the food, and in the way people relate to one another. Merengue and bachata are the musical genres the Dominican Republic has gifted to the world. Bachata was originally the music of poor neighborhoods, played on the streets with lyrics about love, pain, and loss. Today, it has become one of the most popular dance music genres in the world and has officially been added to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list. Another striking face of the country is its relationship with neighboring Haiti. These two countries, sharing Hispaniola Island, live on the same piece of land, yet are worlds apart from each other. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the world. The Dominican Republic is comparatively more developed. This economic gap has been driving a massive wave of migration from Haiti to the Dominican Republic for decades. It is estimated that between 500,000 and 1 million Haitian migrants live in the country, but these migrants are frequently subjected to discrimination, made to work under harsh conditions, and stripped of their legal status. In 2013, a Dominican Republic court retroactively revoked the citizenship of tens of thousands of people born to Haitian parents. This decision drew a strong reaction from the international community and is still being debated today. And beneath this geography, there are more surprises. The Dominican Republic is one of the world's richest countries in terms of amber reserves. But this is not ordinary amber. It is fossilized amber containing insects, leaves, and even small lizard fragments preserved from millions of years ago. Do you remember the movie Jurassic Park? The inspiration for the scene where dinosaur DNA is extracted from a mosquito trapped inside amber came largely from this country. Some examples of Dominican amber have sold at auction for incredible prices. The country's economy has shown significant growth in recent years. The Dominican Republic, one of the fastest-growing economies in the Caribbean, has gained important economic momentum through tourism, agriculture, and free trade zones. But the fruits of this growth have not been distributed equally across all segments of society. Corruption remains a major problem in the country. Politics revolves around certain families and power groups. People have largely lost their trust in the system over the years. Nevertheless, especially the younger generation is fighting for change, using social media effectively to make their voices heard. This is exactly what the Dominican Republic is. Behind the tourists floating in turquoise waters, a complex, bittersweet story full of surprises at every corner, written and rewritten every day by millions of people. One island, two worlds, countless faces. This is a country that enchants you with its beauty, but confronts you with its truth. Goodbye.